Okay, this lesson consisted of a total of 4 hours, 2 hours warm up and 2 hours government assessment. I passed the government assessment. The test was conducted in a constant mesh, 26 metre, 2.5 wide, 4.3, max 600 horsepower, Bdouble cab over. The lesson went well. With the test, on one occasion I went to low gear. That's actually crawler gear, instead of second to take off. There was some gearbox noise. Apart from that, I was told that overall my driving was pretty good. Okay, so first of all I'll give an idea of my previous experience, and then I'll give the total cost and the hours taken to get the multi-combination license. My previous experience is mainly driving a 7.5 tonne Isuzu automatic truck around the CBD, Central Business District or downtown area of where I live. You'll probably say the largest city in Australia. Before getting this license, I held a heavy rigid license. Okay, these figures should be quite accurate, if not very accurate. So the heavy combination HC semi-trailer or tractor trailer component, including government learners tests and government registration, renting a trailer for backing practice, the total is $5,215. $5,215. The school component is $4,809. The school only component is $4,809 and 38.5 hours training. 38.5 hours training. Okay, so I was going to get a semi-trailer license or a tractor-trailer license, but because of complications with Roads and Marine, the government organisation at the time, I went straight on to Bdouble or multi-combination training. Okay, the MC or multi-combination component, sometimes it's also a Bdouble license. A road train, referred to as road train. It's referred to as B-train in the USA, I think. Including learners tests, medical tests, a Bdouble model to practice reversing or the theory of reversing, the training and final tests, final government tests, is $5,188. 5,188. The school component of that is 5,051. 5,051 for the school or schooling. 32 hours training and tests. 32 hours includes the all the training and the government final test. The government final test was, there was a representative from the government sat in the truck with me while I did the test, and there was a camera on the front windscreen that filmed the assessment. The total for me to go from heavy rigid to multi-combination or Bdouble license is $10,403. $10,403. The schooling component of that is $9,860, $9,860 and 70 hours. 70 hours. That doesn't include the license upgrade fees. Everything I've practiced from the previous experience, or the things that didn't go too well in my own car, really paid off. Mainly not being too close behind cars stopped at traffic lights. applying the brakes first before taking the vehicle out of gear. That's very important. Must apply the brakes first before putting the vehicle into neutral at traffic lights. Otherwise the vehicle can roll, and you don't want a Bdouble rolling down a hill. And skipping from second to fourth, starting off down a hill. What's the hardest part of learning to drive a multi-combination constant mesh? Number 1, the gearbox. Number 2, applying the brakes before taking the vehicle out of gear. Number 3, reverse. Number 4, the size or dimensions of the vehicle. Incidentally, I learned to drive the vehicle without the tacho, or the crash box, without looking at the tacho. The thing about learning to drive a truck is nothing's better than actual in the seat experience. You won't actually get much benefit from watching YouTube videos. Learn to drive the truck at your school, that specific truck. Learn the roads and the gearbox of the truck at your school. Get to know the streets around the driving school you choose. When you find out the circuit or the roads you'll be tested on, learn the track, learn those roads like the back of your hand. You may get some benefit from renting a small trailer and practice backing with your own car. That's for a HC license or semi-trailer or tractor-trailer license. I'd just like to say that I started trying to become a truck driver when I was 27. I'm now 50. Okay, so just in wrapping up these both series, the semi-trailer and Bdouble components of these series, I've just got some notes here that I'd like to say. I went to the lessons and the tests with a whatever happens attitude. I didn't take any of it personally or seriously, and that was the best approach for me personally to take. One of the hardest things, surprisingly, to learn or remember was applying the brake before taking the vehicle out of gear. I learnt that by saying, okay, what is the vehicle that I'm in? Is it a front to back vehicle? In other words, are the brakes at the front and then the gear stick behind? Or is it a back to front vehicle, as in the brakes are behind and then the gear sticks in front? Once I knew what direction, the brake here and then the gearbox, then that was the best way for me to remember to always put the brakes on before putting the vehicle into neutral. No money was wasted on training. I needed all the training. It was well worth it. It was 10 months training, most weekends. 10 months. I'd like to thank my school and instructor, as well as the government assessors. The system of instruction, then assessment, in other words, driving with an instructor and then assessor, leads to you being able to drive the vehicle by yourself. Okay, that's a wrap.